TV. I hope you're having a good one. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, tonight's show, the question is, who thinks a public blockchain like Ethereum can be completely deleted? The United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, or other? And if you think it's other, if you're bold, put it in the comments. Let's get with it. So we're going to start off with a quick lesson. Quick. So way back in March 2025. Yeah. Way back in March 2025. Thank you, Lex Luthor. There was a coin, a stable coin that was hatched. The name of that stable coin? World Liberty Financial Inc. USD1. Right? And, you know, some people are into it and some people are not. I don't see how you make money off a stable coin, right? So to me, it's just another stable coin. What purpose does it serve? What is it paired with? Who's carrying it? You know, things like that. It's built on GMB chain, by the way, I believe. So I go do my research this evening because, you know, I do research all the dang time. And Chicano, what's good, man? Did you invest in yourself today? So I'm doing this research, right? And I come across an article. You know what? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Give me a moment. Because it's cray-cray. What does that title say? Trump-backed stablecoin USD1 hits over $1 billion in market cap on BNB. It's been out a month. PYUSD has been out for a long time. Not a long time, but you know. And it's a hair below $1 billion in market cap. It's ranked number 74. But you see this on Crypto Slate, and you go, holy moly, out of nowhere, wow. And you keep reading, and it seems real, doesn't it? World Liberty Financial's WLFI, that's their ticker. USD1 stablecoin has officially surpassed $1 billion in market capitalization on BNB chain, following a series of high-volume mints executed within a single hour. So how does that work? Because there you go. There you go. $137 million in market cap. Volume of $21.97 million. What you talking about, Willis? What somebody, there's not enough detail in here. I mean, are they saying in BNB chain money, it hit $1 billion in market cap? Right? Because if you mint, I would expect to see that here. It's ranked it's ranked 281. How is this true? I would greatly appreciate any one of you letting me know how that can be. Because whenever I see an ad by this person, well, Assad Jaffrey, I'm not going to believe it. Because I don't see how a coin, unless you're minting it, which would mean that you have the money to mint it. And when somebody goes to buy the coin, well, do you see where this is going? So unless that has not shown up here, do you see my problem? So when I tell you guys to do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately, this is why. So I come across this and I go, now, something like this, everybody's going to have it, right? Everybody's going to be talking about that, right? Thank you very much, Rick Ritchie, because he has invested in himself. And good day, kind sir. So do you understand where I'm coming from when I tell you guys, do your own research, and when you come across something, find corroborating, evidence? Because I haven't seen this written any place else. No place. Nowhere. I like Crypto Slate. But that means I'm going to have to truly dig in. Now, I normally dig in, but this is so blatant, right? What? Like, how? So is it that you just let anybody write articles? Is that what it is? No fact check, no nothing? I'm hoping that when I visit this page tomorrow, that there'll be an edit that says, hey, this was a mistake. Or, hey, some of the facts were wrong. But I'm not seeing that now. For now, the $1 billion milestone marks not only a technical achievement, but a signal that demand for decentralized monetary assets is accelerating. Yeah. So, can you please be careful? Can you please be careful? When you do your own research, you have absolutely got to find corroborating evidence. Yes, I teach a class on how to do your own research. If you buy my second book, the thick one, the GMB 3, right? That one here, I'll show it to you because you might have forgotten what it looks like. It's a whole navigation theme thing. This one, the GMB 3, The Art of Research, Timing, and Deliberate Wealth. Like the little navigation thing, water, get it? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to be navigated, right? There's a lot to be navigated. In there, the first section of the book is learning how to do your own research. And it's given to you like a class so that you can always go back and reference. The whole book is a good guide and you can use it as reference material. But that first one really is like how I gave the class. I'm double vision on the stream. Thank you. What are you trying to say? I'm not pretty enough for you to see me twice? Is that where you're going with this? I don't appreciate that, young man. I don't appreciate it. Yo, Sean, what's good? What's good? What's good? Felix is real with it. I'm high. Are you doubled up? Like he's checking his own sanity with that one. Yes, I was. I hadn't taken off the little picture-in-picture thing. I apologize to everybody. Didn't mean to mess up your high. Good evening, Eddie. I've been away for a bit. Yes, you have. And what's for dinner? And what did you pair it with? Anyway, that's just me. I've been busy studying for business law. Yes! I finally got into CPA prep program school. Yes! Oh, and I'm making pot stickers tonight. Are you making them or are you just heating them up? I need to know. Because if you're just heating them up, I'm going to bust on you. You know that, right? Because I know you know how to cook. So yeah, that would be a problem. Trading Maverick, what's going on? Homework done. No, you invested in yourself. You invested in yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, that first section of the book is learning how to do your own research. It's given almost like a class, right? So that first section of the book is powerful. Powerful. It'll help you catch things like that. Because you might be, flipping around doing your own research. Oh, wow, somebody got a scoop and they ran with it. Wow, I might be one of the first to know. Something like that. Yeah, no. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Boy, I'm heating them up, but I'm adding stir-fry veggies and rice. Man, no. I know you know how to cook, so you get 0 credit, young man. 0. Still, I hope the Hubs is appreciative. Here's to you. So yeah, when I saw that article, I was dumbfounded. Absolutely dumbfounded. Now, if you just got here, tonight's question is, who thinks a public blockchain like Ethereum can be completely deleted? The United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, or other? If you think it's other, and drop it in the comments. Pretty please. So, yeah, I saw that and it threw off my research. It was so because I have, something else that's in the book. You'll see a whole bunch of resources. No, I did not get paid to list them or anything like that. Those are just some of the resources that I have looked at over time, right? I'm not rating them or anything else. I'm just sharing them. Anywho, it kind of wrecked my evening. I was kind of like, dang, seriously? So I had to talk to you guys about that because that was horrible. That was horrible. So that means that wherever you read something, even if you love where you're finding the information, you must absolutely find corroborating information. You can't trust anything. And yes, even I can make mistakes. Except I'll say it in front of all you guys, be like, oh man, I messed up. Somebody showed me I messed up. It's not going to be like one of those Instagram reels where you tell me I messed up and you show me the proof and I hit you in the throat. No, it's not going to be that. Mostly because you're not here. But no, it's not going to be that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack. Hello, Captain Banana, and thank you for leading with the fact that you invested in yourself today. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. So I know I'm done. Let's move on. Dutch neobank Bunk partnered with Kraken to offer 300 plus crypto assets to its 17 million European users. What? So they couldn't buy Kraken. So they partnered with Kraken. Oh, you thought the whole thing I was talking about was just a US thing? Coinbase buying a prime brokerage, Kraken buying a stock trading company? No, I was talking about that on the global scale. It's not something that's just going to happen here. No. So that partnership for Kraken, that is huge. That right there is huge. So imagine what that's going to be like. You get to keep your bank. We get to keep our centralized exchange, but we partner and things move on. That also says that Coinbase can do the same thing. OKX can do the same thing. A lot of these centralized exchanges can do the same thing. But that right there, that's not small. That's not small. And it definitely shows you, how that can happen. A pause in the house. And There you go, because you know I was about to ask the question. I knew you were going to have it. I was hoping I would get it out before you could type it up, but you beat me. Fine. But thank you for letting me know. So that's actually a bigger deal than you think. So remember, Coinbase bought a prime brokerage, Hidden Road. Kraken bought a stock trading company, Ninja Trading. They bought theirs. I believe they bought first. What doesn't matter. They happened like within weeks. Kraken bought after Coinbase's deal. But even if it doesn't matter, it happened within a couple of weeks of each other. One spent 1.25, the other one spent 1.4 billion. And it basically sent shockwaves to Wall Street saying, yo, check this out. We're about to eat your lunch. And this move by Kraken says, oh, by the way, we're going to leave the dirty dishes. We're going to leave the dirty dishes on top of that. Wow. That's not small. That's a big move. So Kraken has basically said, we are actively seeking these deals. Actively seeking these deals. Now I want to tell you something. Kraken bought Ninja Trader for 1.4 billion, right? Immediately after that, they also got a $1.5 billion investment. And I don't think it was to replace the cash that they used to buy Ninja Trader. I think they bought it to make more moves. So I'm just saying. Marcus Moore, thank you for letting me know that you have invested in yourself. Hidden Road. I was right. I'm wrong. I reported that Ripple acquired Hidden Road. Marcus, thank you for the correction. He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. And I made the mistake early this morning, and I made it again tonight. And here I am admitting I did something wrong. I reported that on April 17th that Ripple acquired Hidden Road. My bad. Still huge moves. But it does make me wonder, okay, so what's Coinbase going to do? Now, Coinbase actually doesn't have a lot to prove. And some people would probably say, why don't they have a lot to prove? They're the custodian for most of the ETFs, most of the Bitcoin ETFs out there. I think the only one that has a different custodian is BlackRock. BlackRock still has, part of their custodial services handled by Coinbase, but they also brought in Anchorage Digital. Oof. So yeah, that's a lot. How popular are neobanks in the U.S. and many European countries? That's all people use. Traditional banks are pretty much done. What retail is concerned? Wow. Marcus Moore, thank you for that. I see that. I see you. Thank you. So in the U.S., I would say that they're starting to pick up because people are getting tired of regular banks. I'm trying to keep it down to a minimum because Hutanak's probably going to be here soon. He can't stand banks. And I can be honest with you. I'm not a fan of banks either. Banks serve a purpose. Most of my bills cannot be paid with crypto. Hence, I need a bank to pay some bills. But that's all the money I keep in there to pay the bills. That's it. That's it. I'm not trying to keep more money in a bank beyond paying my bills. Why? I get nothing. I mean, I want you to think about this. If you have a bank in the United States, you don't even get checks anymore for free. What? Remember when you first went to a bank, you got a checkbook. And if you were a business, you got the checkbook, you got the checks, You got a nice big checkbook. You don't get that anymore. They say thank you for depositing your money. Move along. Next. That's what they do. Been here just letting everyone talk. Yeah, have you invested in yourself, young man? Have you invested in yourself? Need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. So the moves are happening. This morning I told you that Chamath Palihapitiya said he's a billionaire, used to be at PayPal, said that there are 5 things that are going to drive the M&A space in the mergers and acquisitions in this space, in crypto and finance, right? Bitcoin treasury acquisition, mergers between traditional financial firms and crypto infrastructure companies, institutional service acquisition aimed at secure digital asset management for professionals. What was number 4? Consolidation of crypto exchanges. Now, I want you to stop and I want you to pay attention to that. Consolidation of crypto exchanges. That would mean, to say something like that, that would mean he knows that conversations are happening or alludes to conversations are happening. Believe me when I tell you that's interesting. And number 5, on-chain mergers of token-based projects to expand user bases and network effects. That's what he said. So, and I've been telling you for a while, we should be expecting more of these deals. We should be expecting more of these deals. Now, for some of us, when I look at this space, I'm looking at, well, what are going to be the reactions from banks, from traditional banks? Some of these banks have their own platforms and they might be trying to expand those platforms to build in crypto. Most of those banks are probably only going to do Bitcoin and Ethereum. And maybe their own stable coin or some other stable coin that they like. Huh? What's that? What are you doing? You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting my time. I don't even want to look at you. Kraken's got over 300 coins that they're going to bring to the Dutch market. And in the US, I suspect that they're only going to offer 1 or 2 coins. To begin with, they'll probably add more. But this is what I was saying earlier. Commit to a block of coins. The top 10 coins, like I said earlier this morning, removing the wrap coins, removing the stable coins. Take the top 10, take the top 20, whatever, and go do it. Now, it's harder for a bank to do that, right? They kind of can't. And some of you are sitting there and going, why not, Eddie? Oh, I don't know. Liquidity. You got to have the assets to be able to do that, right? So that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. I feel like I missed something. Neobank is basically an online bank that can be set up quickly, usually no fees, so free to use, and often incorporates trading options for stocks, crypto. They don't have to do all that to be considered a neobank. But a lot of these neobanks, they're not really neobanks. They were neobanks by themselves for like 2 seconds, and you turn around and look, and now they're owned by some big bank. Yeah. So stuff like that happens. Trade Republic and Revolut are, I guess you meant huge, similar to the Dutch neobank mentioned. Yep, good information. Thank you very much. So yeah, when I look at this situation, I'm kind of going, I've said it time and time again. it's going to be easier for centralized exchanges to get into the banking business than it will be for the banks to get into the crypto business. You got to buy a platform. It's sort of like, in New York, you want to buy, a liquor store. You kind of want to buy it with the stock in it. If not, building up that stock is going to be tough. Now, you still have to pay for that stock, but it's going to be tough. And you're going to outlay the money anyway, but you can usually negotiate a better price. Just saying, right? And just when I look at all the deals that are happening, I kind of look at these billionaires, and he's saying, oh, well, consolidation of some of these exchanges. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, wow, I'm as smart as a billionaire. I'm just joking. But yeah, I mean, think about that. These are huge. So you're either going to see buyouts, acquisitions, mergers, that kind of thing, or you're going to see straight up deals, lucrative deals. And you know what's funny? Who just corrected me? Marcus. You want to know what's funny? I made the comparison. So Ripple bought Hidden Road, right? And in this morning show, I said that TradingView is worth about $3 billion. Tether, another coin company, just like Ripple, earns about $4 billion per quarter. They'd be able to buy TradingView, right? And go make another deal with that extra $1 billion they have lying around in profit. Yeah. Imagine. We won't take profit this quarter. We'll go buy something. Imagine. I would love to see Tether do something like that. I would absolutely love to see Tether do something like that. That would be huge. Ridiculously huge. Right? Well, Tether is in that deal with CET, or is it CEP? Yeah, because I'm not following on that one. I mean, I'm following, but I don't recognize either one of those. But Tether can go out there and buy. They got deep pockets. They've got deep pockets. Deep. I mean, I'm talking, that was their profit, $4 billion. No, spell it out. It can't just be CEP. Come on, man. Spell it out. What is CEP? What's the full name? That can't be the full name. Can't be the full name. Nah, there are too many things. Nah. CEP, there's got to be something else. Sevapchichi? All right, what is it? A dish? You're telling me about food? Maybe it's that. No, that's a Balkan dish. Cantor Equity Partners. Cantor Fitzgerald, I don't think they're involved in that deal. I don't think they're involved in that. I'm looking at a picture of the kebabs now. Thank you. It's making me hungry, and I just ate. I just had a gorgeous meal. Yeah, no, I don't think they're in that deal. That's the one with Lutnick's son. Yeah, we just spoke about that a couple of days ago. I don't think Tether was in that deal. Let's see. Brandon Lutnick. Oh, wait, Tether is in it. I put it right there. Brandon Lutnick, in partnership with SoftBank, Tether, and Bitfinex, launching 21 Capital with $3 billion for Bitcoin acquisition. But that's basically taking half of the strategy, right? Just buy Bitcoin. No, so think about it like this. If they dropped in $1 billion, they sprinkled $1 billion into that deal as a part of the $3 billion, they would still have $3 billion left over to go buy TradingView. That's not the same. That's not the same thing. But imagine. Good luck with that. Good luck with DIA. You sure you mean DIA? I think this year we're going to be talking about a lot of deals. Are you talking about the one that's ranked 408? 408? What do they do? What are they all about? You know the deal. You're not supposed to drop a coin without saying something like that. I mean, you got to tell us what it is, what it's doing, or else it comes off. You know the rule. Comes off like you're shilling. I know you're not, but so what is it about? Give us the rest of the information, please. So yeah. Or is it the diamonds one? Because there were a few DIAs, so we need more to actually understand what you bought into. So yeah, that's big news. We're going to be hearing a lot about a lot of stuff. Thank you for letting me know you did your research. But what is DIA? I don't know what that is. Which one is it? There are a few. That's why I'm asking. I'm not trying to be funny. Jay Clayton, who initiated the Ripple case as acting Jones. Yeah, no, I'm reading the wrong one. What the hell am I doing? Let me get back to my news. Today's news, please, sir. Today's news. There you go. NASDAQ filed to list 21 share spot Dogecoin ETF, but we already know that's being kicked at least until June. Yeah, I reported that yesterday, Rick, either yesterday or this morning. I think it was yesterday. But Katie Hobbs still needs to sign it, and I don't know. They passed it, but she still needs to sign it. What else do we have? We've got Miden. They used to be a part of Polygon Labs. They're spinning off. They got $25 million to spin off from Polygon Labs. They're a privacy-focused blockchain, and they're looking for institutional adoption. So they've got to focus. Circle made big moves. They secured regulatory approval from Abu Dhabi. That's actually big. It's bigger than what most people would think. I like seeing projects go around the world with stuff. They need to be able to operate in certain spaces and grow. Don't forget tonight's question: who thinks a public blockchain like Ethereum can be completely deleted? The United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, or other? So far, nobody said other. Nobody said other. That's funny. I bet you if I'd have put Fidelity there, it'd still be zero. Nobody votes for Fidelity. I got to find a question where Fidelity is the answer and then put Fidelity in, and I bet you people will still say it's not Fidelity. It's funny. It's hilarious now. It's a solid oracle. What makes it a solid oracle? Or do you want to save that for a week from Sunday? Because that's the next big baggers meeting. I think that's a good idea. No, Chainlink cannot do it all, but you have Chainlink, you have Pith, you have a few others. So the competition is there. And Pith isn't playing games either. Right? Yeah, I won't bother. Other people might. I won't. Because it's for me, it's down the list, right? It could still do well. I think any oracle could very much do very well. Why? It's because most people think about oracles and they think United States. They don't necessarily think on the global scale. And no one coin is going to do it all. Just like you said, no one coin is going to do it all. So I'm not going to research that. I want to research the space. You know what I mean? Like, so you look at the space and who's got what deals? Who's doing what? Because it's just an interesting space to me. Because with RWA coming along, as long as they're not a rug pull and they actually have a use case, being an Oracle, what data are they carrying? Are they specializing in something, or they're just starting with this data feed and they're growing to other data? What are they doing? Because RWA is going to be huge. Huge. Think motor vehicles around the world. I mean, hell, California did it with Avalanche. Tokenization is going to be huge, huger than huge. There's certain areas, I'm not necessarily going to look at single coins except for specific things. What data do you have? And then what kind of traffic do you have because of the data that you have? Does anybody else have the same data? Do you have better technology? Are you faster? Stuff like that is going to, I want to look at the whole space. You know what I mean? It's sort of like when I look at D-pins, I want to look at certain pieces of D-pins and look at the whole space and compare everybody. Who's first, who's second, who's third. And then all the also rans, the only reason why I'm looking at them is because of exactly what Chamath Palihapitiya said. It's the merger. Now, who was it? It was Mr. Big that brought up, Chainlink could snatch up Pith, and wouldn't that be something? And I remember laughing about it. And then I stopped and I thought about it and I told him, I was like, dude, you know what? That could actually be real. That could actually be something. That could actually be something. And now you're hearing about, well, yeah, there could be mergers, right? There could be mergers. Oh no, DIA doing RWA, if they're an Oracle, they do RWA. They would be involved in that. They'd be either they're doing it directly or somebody's going to leverage the data to make the tie, right? To be that link. It's what Oracles do. So yeah. And if I think that, there's a solid project out there, I'm not just looking at that project from a standalone project perspective. I'm looking at it from a mergers and acquisition perspective. That's why. So yeah, that's not small. Something a little off topic though. I wanted to touch on this. So Duolingo, the whole learn another language thing, and Shopify, far larger competitor to what my company does with web hosting, they both said they're adopting an AI first strategy. Now, it sounds crazy, but I want you to think about this. That AI first strategy, they're literally coming straight out and saying, well, why would we use consultants to do what can be handled by AI? Oof. When AI first came out, Duolingo was one of the companies that, took a hit, right? Because what's one of the things that, AI can do well? Translation. It can do translation well. Or let me rephrase. It can do it well enough. But you can create some really good translations doing that. You feel like RWA is going to be for crypto what AI is for stocks? No. I humbly disagree, sir. It's going to be way bigger, and it's going to be all over the place. It'll also touch stocks. Real world assets being tokenized. So imagine fractionalization of almost anything could do it for you. Yeah. Imagine. Just run it through your head. Run it through your head of, what can be tokenized? Shares. Like, so you belong to a club and you do the whole, what's it called? You do the vacation thing and you buy into the share thing, whatever that is. You could do that. It's no joke. I only do the top 250. I haven't run the numbers on it yet. I could. I'm not going to right now. I'm a little tired. But you think the GMB X factor would be that high? So it's been around for a while? That'd be interesting. Yeah, thank you, Rick. Timeshares. So timeshares, that's a real world asset, right? And you literally own a piece. Stocks already happening. Real estate already happening. There's so many things out there. You want to know what industry RWA can actually completely decimate? In the United States, at least. In the United States. Like, completely just shred it. Titles. Have you been seeing a lot of commercials about title theft? Oh, you own a house. You got to protect your title. Come to our company. We'll help you protect your title. Well, my title's on a blockchain. I'm not worried about it. There's my security blanket. I've got it. You don't. Now what? Imagine. Oh, Ticketmaster? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Scalping? Ooh. How do you... So now, it would take care of fake tickets, right? So now I've got an original. I could boop that to somebody that I want. Just saying. RWA is going to disrupt almost everything. Anything that's an investment, you can tokenize that thing. You can because you're memorializing a transaction. Not hard, not difficult. So imagine. So that whole space, no one oracle is going to be able to do it. So what you've got to figure out is what's the compatibility between projects, possibly, right? Run with the idea that Chainlink buys Pith, for example. Pith is using a whole different technology that's supposedly faster than and more efficient than Chainlink. So if Chainlink went and got the chutzpah to go buy Pith, and Pith was open to it, couldn't you see that bridge between the two happening and they both become Chainlink? Imagine having Chainlink's connections on the faster network. Ooh, what? Wouldn't that be interesting? So when I look at DIA, that Hutanic just put 5 beans on, yeah, I don't really have to do the research on DIA. I mean, I would if I was going to invest, right? But I'm really going to be looking at the space, who's in the space, and then I'll be doing a comparison, all the numbers compared against each other. Like, here are the top 5, top 6, whatever. Who are you working with? Who have you worked with? What's been your history? Were you up this high on CoinMarketCap and then you fell? Why? Like, just what's the deal? Right? But I'd be comparing each of them to each other. I don't have to validate the space. I have to validate the projects. And then I have to say to myself, in this day and age, well, could they get bought? Are they in a good space where they could get bought? Why would you buy another project? Your network. Does your network have little overlap to my own? And if the tech is compatible, I get access to that network. get access to the users. Like there's a lot of reasons why you could see, mergers within areas. And here's something else to contemplate. They don't have to be in the same space. I could have dpins over here and RWA over here and have a merger. Imagine render or FET snatching up, an RWA token. Makes sense. So you could probably pick out different areas in crypto where you can actually make that kind of sense. So if I was evaluating DIA, I'd be like, oh, well, who is that? What's the coin market cap? Which one are you talking about? DIA. Literally, I'm not even joking, because there are a few that go by DIA. There's Synergy Diamonds, there's Decentralized Intelligence Agency, and then there's just DIA. Like what's the ranking, so we know which one you're talking about? That would be very helpful. Just saying. So yeah, that's part of how I would do my research on that. It really, really is. Really, really. Now, who thinks a public blockchain like Ethereum can be completely deleted? We've got 10 votes so far. Dia Data. About. There's no mention of Dia Data on this one. It says decentralized information asset. I would think that it's this one. Yeah, open source Oracle program. So I think you're talking about the one that's ranked 408. Ranked on what exchange is it ranked 539? Ooh, that would be the wrong one. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Dia Data? Dia.org, that one. No, I think the one I was looking at is the right one. Here, let me see if I bring it up for you guys. So the one I was looking at, is, let's go back up to the top, is this one. Oh wow, they got started all the way back here. 2020, is that the one? Yeah, it's this one. It's ranked 408. Right here. It's ranked 408. I'm pretty sure this is it, because when you go to the about, it says decentralized information asset is an open source Oracle platform that enables market blah 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 blah. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Yeah, it's this one. It's 65 cents now. Yeah, it's this one. So it's a sub $100 million coin. The only reason why I'm going through this is because Hutanic is a big bagger. So I would be wondering, you took a dip down here, you brought yourself back up, then you took another hit, and then you've gone lower, but you haven't recovered yet. 65 cents now. It's about a 6. No, that would be like an 8, something like that. I don't know. Oh, you're looking at CoinGecko. That's why. Yeah, it's 409. It's the right one. I'm looking at it right here. Thank you for that, Trading Maverick. Thank you. I appreciate it. That is a big difference. But remember, they're looking at different exchanges. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into their numbers and their ranking. So don't be too thrown off. And they're two of the most popular places to get data. That's why you look at both of them. By far, the biggest actually is, not by far, but the biggest is CoinMarketCap, and I think CoinGecko is right behind them. They both have solid information. You use one or the other for various reasons, but they're both used by various companies. This particular one, where can I get it? Binance, Coinbase Exchange, OKX, Gate.io, KuCoin, Crypto.com. I mean, so you can get it just about everywhere. You can get that just about anywhere. I've heard of Proppy before, but I haven't touched it. I have not touched it. Coinbase, depending on where I said Coinbase Exchange. It depends on where you are. You know what I mean? I'm in New York, so yeah. I've got to bend over backwards to go get it probably. But would I? It's sub 100. I told you guys before, depending on how high you're ranked, the higher your number, meaning you're all the way down here, the deeper I have to go to get to you, the deeper I'm going to go on research. In general, that's what I'm going to do. But I like this space. The only reason why, if I was gonna buy into this, the only reason why I would actually go take a look at this is because look at where it started, look at where it went, came back down, fought, came back up, took a nosedive down, and just never returned, never came back up really. So I would need to see, well, what kind of deals you have going on. You've been in the space for 5 years. Were you always focused on this? Who's involved? All that. There are a lot of questions I would have. So yeah, I can't put my stamp of approval on it, but I would definitely tell you I like the space that they're in. Absolutely like the space that they're in. Something else that I like is the fact that they've been in the game for a long time. Just hear me out. Just scratching the surface, not even doing deep stuff. They've been in the game for a long time, but look at this. They're still on the top exchanges all over the place. They haven't been delisted. That's one of my things that I look at. That's one of the things I immediately notice. So look at that. Boom. What's the confidence level? Yeah. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the various pairs that they're with. Remember what I told you guys? Everybody's doing USDT. Yeah. I mean, you might be able to find a USDC up in here, but for the most part, what are you seeing? USDT. $4 billion a quarter and growing. Just saying. So thanks for that. Yeah, we should have saved that for the big bagger meeting. You'd like to look at more coins that way. Maybe for the big baggers, we'll do that. Right? We'll have private shows for the big baggers. I'm open to that. Who thinks, let me do this first because I don't want everybody to be high and be looking at me talking about, what are you talking about? So who thinks a public blockchain like Ethereum can be completely deleted? The United States, the UK, the European Union, other, if you think it's other, put it in the comments. We've had 11 votes. It's between the US and the EU. Wow. 36% for the US, 11 votes now, and 45% for the EU. The UK, 18%. Now, I'm going to give you the answer now because I really want to talk about it. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to talk long about it because it's almost time for me to go off, but I definitely want to talk about it. It's the European Union. The European Union says that crypto falls under their GDPR regulation. Let me look that up for you guys because GDPR. Boop. The General Data Protection Regulation. And what that means is they're concerned about your personal data. And if personal data winds up on the blockchain, it should be able to be deleted. If not, delete the whole blockchain. The wine must have been flowing the day that they wrote this crap. Yup. Like, what are you thinking? Is that's not going to happen. They need to book a deal with me? Lex Luthor, what do you mean they need to book a deal with me? Who? But I'm going to keep going. But I do want to know the answer to that. Please. What in your brain actually makes you think that a public blockchain that is on nodes around the world, that people are just going to say, well, you know, the European Union said we can't do this anymore. Click. And they're just going to turn their machines off and delete everything. Whatever they're smoking, let us package. How much money would we make if we package that? Let me see. It's a 2020 coin. I would have took a chance on Redstone because it hasn't had a bull run yet. I traded some SUI and added some. Total of 500. Huge investment. $500 is a huge investment. You bought Proppy because of RWA. I just want to make sure that I don't miss too much. The economic ninja talked about this coin today. Yeah, I don't listen to that. I don't know what that is. I'd like to look at, yeah, okay, got that one. Oh yeah, people need to buy my book, for real. I kind of know what I'm talking about. I'm not perfect. But I went deep in these books. Break time is over. Heading out. Good luck. Have a great one. And you're most welcome. Thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna delete you're gonna delete Ethereum. At some point, the European Union needs to wake up. They're still on a kick that they can get rid of crypto or force crypto to do what they want it to do, that it will just bend to their will. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And whoever, I would go as far as saying, whoever had their hand in making this call, they should be fired. It's impractical. It's ludicrous. Luda, just saying. It's ridiculous to even think that. How? The European Union is about this big. How are you going to enforce that? Who are you going to go after? I mean, take Cardano, for instance. 10,000 votes from around the world. You're going to arrest 10,000 people from around the world, inside, outside of your jurisdiction. How does that work in your head? What happened to taking a pragmatic approach to crypto regulation? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? How does that happen? At some point, you've got to be able to take things seriously. You're talking about people's money, people's investments, people's livelihoods, and you're going to make an insane suggestion like this. Oh, well, you got to be able to delete it. You should be able to delete it. Boop, just going to delete it. Again, I just want to know how that works in your head. How did you get there from here? That really does tell me they do not have a practical grasp of what crypto is and why it was born. I'm not even playing right now. I'm dead serious. when you've got politicians that can say something like this, they're insane. They're insane. You're in on which deal? The DIA, Redstone, and Chainlink, all built on Ethereum. Yeah, they are. They are. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna see. What he said is true. Just FUD for the masses. You know who, Tanik? You know, at one point we would have been cracking up about this. You and I would be on the phone cracking the hell up about this. But they're serious. They are serious. How does that work in your head? I don't even understand how you could possibly think that that's going to work. Oh, there's just one computer and you just go boop. You send a kill signal out to all the machines. All of those independently owned and operated machines. Oh, you're aluminum hat wearing stupid. Seriously, like, I bring this to your attention because we've got people in our community that live around the world. Our community isn't just made up of people in the United States. We have. Why do you think I do a morning show and an evening show? Because we've got a community that is global. And some parts of our community are within the European Union, which again is about this big. And when I listen to how they come out with this stuff, I really do just sit there and just go, how do I take you seriously about anything then? How do I take you seriously about anything then? I would love for an executive in the European Union to call me up. Let's do a book deal. I'll even sign them. Go get this tiny little book that will tell you what you need to know about crypto. Because then you wouldn't be saying some dumb ish like this. Oh, you got to be able to delete it. And if you don't, there'll be ramifications. Like, who are you going to arrest? Who are you going to arrest? And you want us, the public, to believe that the government, who's got cameras everywhere, who can gain access to your cell phone and your cell phone records, you want us to believe that you care about our data sovereignty. That doesn't even sound right. You know what I mean? Some things are just funny. They are grasping at straws. I mean, like I said, Hutanik, we all probably been cracking up about this a while ago, but this is something real. They've been walking down the wrong road for a long time. For a long time. This is another one. They are detached from reality. They really, really are. Something else that's detached from reality, the fact that these companies think that their AI is going to be the only AI that everybody's going to use because we're going to have the best AI. It's sort of like, I need a calculator. I can buy the really expensive one that they use in college, or I could buy the one with 15 buttons on it and that's it. I need the one, 9 times out of 10, I just need the one that has 15 buttons. I can run AI locally. I have AI running locally on my laptop for testing. Now my company, the one that I own, actually has a distributed AI solution for our customers. A private distributed AI solution. Yeah, that means computers everywhere, privately owned, running our implementation of AI. That's where it's going. That's where it's going. How do you stop that? I download my own AI. I fine tune it on my own data. What you doing? Who are you going after? Who are you going after? Mr. Big, real quick before I wrap up. You're going to have to watch the rewind on this one. It's a really good one. Hutanik brought up DIA, DIA data. It's an oracle. Remember you were talking about, I brought up the fact that you were talking about Chainlink could buy Pith, right? And at first I was laughing, and then I came back to you and I was like, yeah, no, that could actually happen. I could actually understand why that could happen. Remember that? DIA. Don't they all run the same? No, they don't. My company alone, we're running like 9 different LLMs, and they some of them, and they're kind of grouped. They all fish within the same ocean, but they perform different tasks, right? So I've got a few that do video. I've got some that do sound. I have some that do images. I have some that do text. Obviously, I have some that do coding. We've got our own mixture, our own controls, our own everything on how we do things with AI. And some people would say, well, I could just go to OpenAI to do that. You could, unless you want to work with a company that's saying, oh, you're going to work with my data. Yeah, just your data. Nobody else is going to have your data. Aha. Most companies are not thinking about data governance or anything else like that, risk frameworks, anything like that when it comes to their data. There are tons of LLMs out there, large language models. There are tons of ASTs out there. There are tons of things out there that do different things. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot to behold. Mr. Big, don't be laughing, man. Don't be laughing. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny. So DIA is built. It's an ERC20. So yeah, they can get scooped up. They can get scooped up in a heartbeat. Now you know why I'd be looking at the space when I look at that. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Definitely tell your friends about this community. It's totally different than every place else. We've got a big bagger meeting coming up 1 week from this Sunday. It comes right after all the FOMC stuff. I think the conversation is going to be lit. I think the conversation is just going to be off the chain, crazy, all that, all wrapped up. So if you're not a big bagger yet and you want to take part in that conversation, I strongly suggest you go to growmybag.tv/sign-up and become a big bagger. It's only $120 a year. If you're investing $120 a year, shouldn't be anything. For some, it could be a lot. But I think that we give a lot. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. I really do work to try to earn that trust every day. Even when I'm wrong, I will correct myself. I don't mind learning. You guys know I love to learn. Anyway, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.